In its almost 4-year history, players have been able to get very familiar with Sea of Thieves. So familiar in fact that there are lots of things players have discovered that not many people know about. Here are the top 10 tips, tricks and facts that you didn't know about Sea of Thieves. You probably know that Megalorans are all the same, give the same loot and are just coloured differently. However, what you might not know is before the fight starts, the bite frequency, amount of damage it does, and their health is decided. It all certainly varies on the colour, excluding obviously the loot factor. Only behavioural statistics are decided by colour. Up at number 9, flares light up shadow skeletons. If you're doing an Order of Souls mission and you're fighting some shadow skeletons and are struggling on your own, light up a flare and they'll stay lit. Number 8. When Ashen Lords are vulnerable, they don't take any damage. They only get back up after either 30 seconds have lapsed or they've taken 600 damage. Therefore, damaging them in the vulnerable state only makes them get up quicker. Yeah, I know, I feel scammed too. Here's one you might not know. You can negate all fall damage with a blunderbomb or a keg. It's easy with a blunderbomb though. If you're falling and you time it just right, the shockwave of the blunderbomb will catch your fall, and you'll only take the damage that the blunderbomb does and not the actual fall damage. Pretty handy tool if you're low on health and don't have any food on you. Anyways, on to the next one. The triangle between Reaper's Hideout, the Arena Tavern, and the unmarked N13 island on the map is classified as a no-region zone, and therefore you cannot catch regional fish, but it is more efficient for catching shadow stormfish there, so, you know, go get fishing. Here's a useful one. Ever wanted to know where the range of Volcano ends? Well, if you look in the sky and you see ash falling down, then I'm afraid that it can still hit you. As soon as you don't see any embers falling from the sky, that means you are out of range. Congratulations! At number 4, if you point the harpoon directly up once you've harpooned loot onto it, then it'll drop onto the railing of the boat. It works best if you point it straight forwards as on the galleon and the brigantine, it can clip through. This is really handy if you want to get away but also get loot quickly on before doing so. On to the next one. You've probably seen Biz Journal scattered around the map, but did you know that Glitterbid was based off a real person? In Rare's official statement, 2020 was a difficult and challenging year for many. In March, the Rare team were faced with a challenge of our own, as tragically one of our team passed away. We'd like to tell you a little bit about him. James White was an exceptionally bright and friendly apprentice data analyst at Rare. In fact, he was the first apprentice to ever join the studio. He was known as a gentle giant with a warm, hearty laugh, down-to-earth demeanour, and an epic beard that would even make the greatest pirate glow with pride. James, or Jim as we called him, was just starting his career in the games industry, but had already played an instrumental part in developing the game that you love. Whether he was digging into data to help our design team balance new features, or ensuring our support team were compensating any players who may have missed out on loot, his focus was always on the players. When we lost Jim in March, as a studio and as a family, we were heartbroken. But we were also resolute that we would see Jim not remembered just in our hearts, but in the game he worked so hard to make special. A haven for everyone who discovered it. As a team, we came together and looked at all the possible ways we could possibly look to represent and memorialise him in Sea of Thieves. As we approach the anniversary of his passing, we'll be introducing the result of that work, the legend of Glitterbid, to the game. We hope that it captures Jim's spirit, that of a man whose statue was only ever dwarfed by his kindness and compassion. And if you uncover the history and the secrets of the journals, you may just uncover something quite special. Everyone wants to see ancient skeletons. But did you know that they share the same spawn table as Captains, Ashen Keymasters and Ashen Guardians? Basically what this means is, when one of them spawns, any of the other three could have been the option. The game rolls a dice to see which will spawn, but of course they have a much lower chance of spawning. At number 1, the waves are always coming from the northwest. So no matter what, if you're sailing northwest, then whatever direction you're leaning towards more, north or west, then it will push you towards it. So that's what's been causing the ship drifting all this time. And people say it was because of the wind. And there we have it. Top 10 tips, tricks and facts about Sea of Thieves. Let me know how many you already knew down in the comments below. Also let me know if you'd like to see a part 2 to this. I'm sure we can think of some more. Anyway, subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Sea of Thieves news, and drop a like while you're at it. It helps out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.